Imagine graduating and landing a job at India's largest private sector employer. Walking into a Tata consultancy services office, you expect security, professionalism, and a clear career path. But for several young employees at their Nashik BPO unit, those corporate walls became a trap. Between 2022 and 2026, a group of team leaders allegedly ran an organized criminal syndicate right inside the office. They subjected the junior staff to systematic psychological manipulation and forced religious conversion under the threat of destroying their careers. By April 2026, 9 separate FIRs had been registered at the Nashik and Mumbai police stations. Investigators eventually identified 12 distinct targets, primarily young women aged 18 to 25 who were just beginning their professional lives. The targeting extended to male employees as well. One man reported being pressured into Islamic practices and facing professional retaliation, including threats of violence and falsified performance reports after refusing to comply. This wasn't just a standard HR dispute. Authorities found themselves dismantling an organized crime ring described as corporate jihad, which weaponized professional hierarchies to enforce ideological compliance. The perpetrators held specific positions of power. As team leaders, they can scan the floor for new recruits who were either financially insecure or emotionally isolated. The grooming process followed a rigid sequence. It started with extra attention and friendly guidance on the job. Once trust was established, the team leaders escalated to sexual exploitation and leveraged the threat of immediate termination to isolate the victim from their colleagues and family. With their jobs held hostage, victims faced strict conditions. The team leaders demanded they change their diets to include beef, mocked Hindu deities in the office, and required women to wear hijabs, stating that their professional appraisal depended entirely on their religious submission. By linking a monthly paycheck to religious compliance, the perpetrators turned a victim's career ambition into the very tool of their exploitation. Indian corporate law requires every major company to have a mechanism to stop this exact scenario. It's called the POSH Act, the Prevention of Sexual Harassment, which mandates internal committees to protect employees from workplace abuse. At the Nashik BPO, the primary enforcers of this policy were Operations Manager Ashwini Chanani and HR Manager Nida Khan. They were the gatekeepers whose entire job was to ensure staff safety and legal compliance. Yet, when female employees filed dozens of emails and formal complaints about the harassment between 2022 and 2026, the HR department buried them. Victims were told to calm down and that this behavior was simply normal MNC culture. Investigators allege Nida Khan moved from passive complicity to active participation. She reportedly held sessions for the victims, instructing them on how to wear hijabs and recite specific prayers during office hours. When the people appointed to stop predators are actually the ones managing them, institutional safety mechanisms become functionally useless. The corporate firewall finally cracked after a tip-off from outside the company. A local leader alerted the Nashik Police after a young Hindu employee suddenly began observing Ramzan fasts and isolating from her family. Suspecting the HR department was compromised, the police bypassed them entirely. They launched a 40-day undercover operation, deploying 7 female constables directly onto the BPO 4, disguised as housekeeping staff. These undercover officers meticulously mapped social interactions and identified the grooming patterns as they happened. They were able to gather digital evidence and witness testimonies without alerting a single manager. Armed with undeniable proof, the police executed a coordinated raid. They arrested 7 members of the syndicate, including the operations manager. Nida Khan, the alleged lady mastermind, fled and remains a target of a specialized search. The fact that it took a deep-cover police sting to expose this syndicate proves that highly secure, white-collar environments are susceptible to housing organized, syndicate-level criminal operations. The scope of the investigation shifted when police accessed confiscated phones. Encrypted chats revealed a handler named Imran operating out of Malaysia, conducting brainwashing sessions via video calls. Investigators uncovered evidence that the syndicate was preparing passports for the exploited women. They were reportedly lured with promises of high-paying jobs abroad, pointing to an organized, cross-border human trafficking operation. Intelligence agencies are now highlighting a pattern of white-collar radicalization. Highly educated professionals are using their corporate authority to recruit and control targets, infiltrating urban ecosystems that are usually considered low risk. The gravity of these revelations forced the highest levels of the Tata Group to respond. Chairman N. Chandrasekaran described the incidents as anguishing, and the chief operating officer was appointed to lead a sweeping internal investigation. A corporate zero-tolerance policy means nothing if the organizational hierarchy is compromised. The modern threat of radicalization isn't just lurking in the shadows. It might be sitting right next to you in a brightly lit cubicle.